Say hey everyone, welcome into another edition of Say Hey Plays. My name is Jose Bouquett. Alongside me is my guy Dabby Cab. Cab, how are you doing? Less smoky than our friends on the East Coast, but it's nice to see you.
Hardly.
No, not as smoke. I'm giving you underestimating your smoking abilities.
I was about to say, right now, at this very moment in time, tonight, if you come to the live stream tonight, it's gonna look about the same. It'll look like a Red Dawn type shit, you know.
Yeah, that's what everyone's saying right now. It was like, oh, it's fucking Dune in New York. It's very interesting to see all the pictures. And you could tell me there's filters on them, and I believe you. So, hope all my East Coasters are doing well. I know, guys got Pete in there. I'd love to see what Pete's saying right now about this. He's probably like, "What the fuck's going on? What the fuck?" Because Pete obviously doesn't check the news. Pete has no idea about the fires in Canada. He's probably just like, "What the fuck?" And shout out to Bobano, who's actually in Canada on the East Coast, I believe. So he's in it. So good times. Let's get into it. The gas report, I have not recovered from the Celtics game yet. I have absolutely not. So thank you for reminding me. I appreciate you, my man, for watching. Noel 207, Professor Chris, Rocco Rogers, Markel in here. Hope your second phone is doing all right, Markel. Let's get right into it, Dabby Cab. We mentioned it. Games being canceled left and right. So let's start off by mentioning Detroit, Philadelphia. Canceled. Get it out. Next, Kansas City Royals, Miami Marlins. Jordan Lyles, who I'm a sicko, Cab. I fucking love watching him lose every start. It's so funny. And it's not even his fault. Last time, 5 innings, 2 hits, 1 earned run. Pitched great. And immediately when he got out, the Rockies started scoring a shitload of runs, and they lose that game 2-7. He is still not, I guess the Royals have still not won a game he has started yet this season. It is very funny. I want to continue it happening. And he's now minus 180 here against, or so I say plus 148 against the Miami Marlins with Edward Cabrera, who, everyone knows that I have a fondness of. He's a good pitcher, but I'm passing here, unfortunately, Dabby Cab. Really nothing that interests me. Miami hitting third best against righties last 2 weeks, 128 weighted runs created plus. Line movement and ticket-wise, it's actually quite funny. Let's start off with the side real quick. I was on totals. Side-wise, 90% of the money and 94% of the cash on the Miami Marlins here. So gigantic public action on them, obviously. 77% of the bets and 80% of the money on the over here, and it's dropped from 8 to, so it went from 8.5 to 8. So very interesting there. I passed this game wholeheartedly. I probably would lean towards the under, just because it's very interesting that it was an 8.5. They put all that money on there and they dropped it down so people can still keep on betting the over there. I think the under is in play here, but I have nothing on this game. Rocco liking a little Cabrera K-ladder. Dabby Cat, what do you want here?
Nothing. I'm not on anything in this game, but I'll talk about it. I mean, Lyles is terrible. I think you were the one backing him last game. Were you not?
No, it's not.
Somebody
You're mixing up my A's bets, maybe, perhaps.
I don't know. I mean, hopefully you bet him today, but that's like,
I did not, of course.
Guessing, basically. Edward Cabrera, man, he's been, getting the job done, which is, important, I guess. He's last 4 outings, 22 and 2/3 innings pitched. He's given up 8 runs, given up 18 hits, 6 walks. 4 of those came in one game, though. So the other 3 games, only 2 walks through those 3, and 2 home runs in that span with 27 strikeouts. So that's pretty, like I said, pretty good numbers there. Miami's won 3 of those games. Not the best bullpen behind him, but what can I say? It's Lyles and the Royals, man. You either go Miami or stay away, I guess. I have no interest in betting it.
Agreed. And I have a fucking Mariners money line right now, and fucking George Kirby's getting rocked right now.
What's the score?
4-0.
What inning?
It is, I'll tell you, because Matt Brash is warming up in the
I
bullpen.
was so close to betting the Padres team total over 3.5, so I don't like
Bottom,
hearing that either.
bottom of the third. So
Yuck.
disappointing to say the least there. Let's move on as the battle of two very disappointing teams continues on here today. Minnesota, Tampa Bay Rays. Thank God for domes for this sake. This is an interesting game. Sean Armstrong activated off the 60-day IL, came and pitched well against the Red Sox, 2 innings of perfect relief, and now he's getting his first start here. Very interesting money for this game. Earlier today was 93% of the bets on Minnesota, and now let's double check what it is now. Interesting. Obviously, a very, I guess, public has moved in on the Rays because it was earlier today. It was 76% of the bets and 93% of the money on Minnesota. Now it is only 51% of the bets and 59% of the money on Arizona or on the Minnesota Twins. I'm mixing up all my teams here. But yeah, so I stayed off this game, and the line has moved the Twins way as well, the Rays way. No, opposite way. I'm all fucked up in this game, apparently. Minus 116 now for the Rays, plus 106 for Minnesota here. I lean Twins, but I passed this game. Everyone knows of my fascination with my close personal friend, Pablo Lopez. And the Rays not hitting as well as they have been all year right now. Last 2 weeks, 99 weighted runs created plus compared to their full season first, 126. So pass for me.
Yeah, I would probably look at the total in this one. If I was going to bet it, I'd probably look at the first 5. I'd maybe take the runs because I think both of these pitchers can, give up a little bit. Lopez, he's been roughed up late. ERA over 6 in his last 3 starts. And he's going up against Tampa, who, like you said, isn't hitting as well of late, but they still have plenty of dangerous hitters and can quickly turn that corner. I mean, we've all seen how quick this offense can get going. It's a really good offensive team, and they do have a deep bullpen. So that's one reason why I would stay away from the Twins here is because the Rays really do have a bullpen they can lean on. I don't know, man. I would probably look at the first 5 total here. I think both teams can put up some runs here. I don't think Lopez is going to, figure it out. This isn't the spot to figure it out. So I'd probably look at the over in the first 5.
Over there for Dabby Cab. Let's talk about our next game because I actually have action in this game. And Justin McElvey drops in his Stacks Pod, Air Nationals first 5 money line. Justin, I'm right there with you. I'm on full game money line Nationals here. Plus 105. I got it at right now. You can get it at Bet Online at plus 105 as well. Very heavily market influence bet for me here, Dabby Cab. 74% of tickets are on the Arizona Diamondbacks, but only 53% of the money, or I should say only 47% of the money is on the Diamondbacks. 53% of the money on the Nationals here. Line has moved the Nationals' way. I guess we can say it. Patrick Corbin, pretty good. He's been pitching pretty good this year. 4 straight victories for his team when he pitches, and I think it's going to be a 5th. So give me the Nationals full game money line here. Against righties last 2 weeks, Nationals are 6 bets. 6 bets, 116 weighted runs created plus. Shocking. I like the Diamondbacks a lot. They took sole possession of first place yesterday, so maybe they can get jazzed up and play for that. But I like Nationals here, and I took them full game money line.
I'll give an opinion on this here, but I take the gambling part of this. I love talking baseball. I love talking about all these games, whether I'm betting it or not. I love talking baseball. I love sharing information, learning with the chat. But when it comes to gambling, I'm not betting $10 or $20, and I have no fucking interest in backing Patrick Corbin. So if that's how I cap a game to lean towards the Nationals and Patrick Corbin, I know he's been better. I've paid attention. I haven't bet against him or with him since the first game of the season. I get it. But there's too much of still a recency bias of what I know with him, and with my own personal money, it's just not going behind him. Diamondbacks have earned 7 wins in their last 9 games. That was the 10, including the 10-5 win last night. And Nationals are stumbling right now. They've dropped 6 of their last 8. And they lost that series to the Phillies there. I still can't rely on Corbin, in his last 2 outings, he gave up 9 runs, 3 home runs in his last 2 outings. That's an 11.1 1 innings or 11 and 1/3 innings. So really, he's still Patrick Corbin. I'm staying the fuck away from this. I get it. I understand. Good luck. I hope you win. You're muted, not me.
Classic. Last note on the total there. 70% of money on, 70% of the bets, 96% of money on the over here. It's ticked up from 9.5 to 10. So make your notes there. Just dropped to 94% of money. So big bets on the over in this game as well. So we will see how that goes today. Let's move on here. And shout out to Cheshire Cat, as always, my man. Great to see you. As always, we skip White Sox Yankees, another game that is fogged out. We move on to Blue Jays Astros here in the Dome. So that's why you can see a little low total there of an 8. Very interesting. Chris Bassett, and shout out to Jimmy, who I'll quote or reference in this breakdown. He has said basically that last weekend was like the best weekend of his life. And by the way, total's at 9. So that might be my error, but total at 9 now. Last weekend was the best weekend of his life. Became a dad, dominated the Yankee or the Mets, et cetera, et cetera. And how do you respond after having like the best weekend of your life, as he said? I'll be interested to watch. I trust.
Go out there and pitch again. What the fuck?
It's hard to pitch after going out there and throwing up 50 points. It's just like fucking shooters. Cab, you have the greatest weekend of your life.
I don't know about that.
Shit ain't sweet like that all the time. I think
sometimes it is.
I don't believe it. And by the way, Michael Wacha is just making the fucking Mariners look stupid. So shout out to him. One hit.
Stop bringing that up, man. I'm kicking myself. I like the Padres and the Padres team total, and I didn't bet it, so I don't want to hear about it right now.
Well, I actually have money on it, and I'm losing the money on it. So I promise you're not as happy, or you're not as not happy as I am about it. I can promise that. I trust the Astros pitching wise. So when I look at Ronel Blanco on the bump, most people will see like some nobody who's pitched once, 5 1/3, 7 hits, 2 earned runs, and a win against the Angels. I trust him. I really do. I lost on the Astros money line yesterday, but if I gunned ahead, I'd go back to it right here again. I'm passing on this game, I think. I'm not going to move on to 4th best offense last 2 weeks versus the 1st best offense. So I lean over, I guess, here as well. But I believe the Astros can get the Bassett here. So I pass, but I'll be interested to watch them.
Here's a little info on Blanco for anybody that is, like I said, we can always give out information. That's the most important thing, right? He's got 10 appearances. He's 1-0 in those 10 appearances. Only one of those was a start. His start was against the Angels June 1st. He went 5 1/3 inning, gave up 7 hits and 2 runs. He struck out 5 batters and walked 3 in that outing. He's been all right. He's given up 23 hits in his 17 1/3 innings pitched here. So he's not like bad. He's serviceable, but he's also not somebody who's going to go out there and dominate by any means. I think the Jays are in a decent position here to get some over the Astros. Bassett's been outstanding at home this season. He's got 4 quality starts at home already, out of 5 starts. So 4 out of 5 have been quality. His WHIP is just .89. His strikeouts are up by nearly 2 when pitching at home. So he's very comfortable, I guess you can say, there at home. I would probably only look Blue Jays or pass, and I'm not betting it, but Blue Jays probably. You suck today.
I suck dick for money, Cap. Jesus Christ.
Ugh.
This is a horrible day so far. Let's get it together, guys. Let's talk about the market movement here, as I'm fucking not muted anymore. I'm in a bitter mood today, apparently, with this shit.
Just quit. I got it.
Let's just fucking, you know what? Go ahead.
I just want to shout out Jose's hair while I have the stage to myself.
Go ahead, say it. I look like a mad scientist. I've heard it.
I'm not sure if that's where I was going to go with it.
That's what I've been called. I don't know. People call me a chemist now. I don't know.
The Venezuelan Einstein, is that what you want to be?
Yes, that would be the ideal scenario. That's a low bar in Venezuela, but that would be the ideal scenario. 70% of the bets on the Blue Jays and 60% of the money on the Blue Jays on the total here. Not very helpful either. 52% of bets on the over, 52% of money on the over. So nothing here. as well. All right, let's move on to another game I have action on. Dabby Cab, you will never guess what side I've chosen here, Dabby. You'll never guess.
Everyone in the chat can guess, and so can I. I could be funny and be like, "Oh, you're betting Cleveland," but what? I mean, you're not betting Cleveland. You bet that.
All right, laugh all you want. Let's break this down. Tanner Bybee versus Cutter Crawford, and me and Jimmy talked about it this morning, arguing if this is not arguing, talking about if this is a bullpen day or not. And I think Cutter will go, 5 innings here, and that's typically what Red Sox starters do here. But I heard another podcast saying that he might go 3, and then the Red Sox are going to throw in this AAA arm, Chris Murphy, that is going to be making his debut. So I'll be interested to see how that goes. And he had an 8 ERA in AAA, so that's not ideal to say the least. Simply put, Dabby Cab, let's talk about the market, and you'll see why I'm on this. Let's go to money lines here. 68% of bets on the Red Sox, but only 27% of the money. 73% of money on the Guardians here. And I have taken Guardians -1 at +110. I also mentioned here as well, 52%.
You're taking the Guardians here?
I took the Guardians.
That's hilarious because I think the Red Sox win this game.
I took the Guardians -1. 52% of bets on the over here, 90% of money on the under. So obviously big bets on the under. We'll see how that goes. I've leaned under in yesterday was the 5-4 Kenley Jansen closeout. I think I was on the over, or I was on the under that day. So someone have to refresh my memory. I just memory wiped my losses apparently. But I believe in the Guardians here to get it done. So I took the Guardians -1, and I also lean under with the bigger bets coming on the under, but I passed on that side. So what do you think?
I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how Crawford performs. He hasn't been good as a starter at all, but he has been outstanding out of the pen. He has good stuff. Like, there's no doubt whether or not he's got good stuff. I think he's got help behind him tonight, too. I think this is probably a good spot. I know Beebe has been effective, his whip under 1, and he's getting up more strikeouts per game, but he's coming against the Red Sox here where they've hit a bit of a patch, just averaging 3.4 runs per game in their last 10 games. But I think yesterday at the end of the game, I think it was one of those things where you can kind of see a team start to turn the corner a little bit, put together the big inning, and I think they're going to carry that over here. I really think the Red Sox, I don't know. I just feel like the Red Sox are a good play here on the money line. I think there's good value on them at plus money.
I'm on -1, Cleveland Guardians +110. Both these offenses are anemic right now, so I can also see why the bigger bets are on the under. It makes a whole lot of sense to me. Red Sox offense, where is it? I lost it. 24th last 2 weeks, 81 weighted runs created plus, and we know who the Guardians are offensively.
Terrible.
68 weighted runs created plus the last 2 weeks. Full season, they're last against righties too. So under would be my lean. And Andrew G also mentioning a good point about the wind blowing in. The more I'm talking about it, the more I want to bet this under. I took Red Sox in the under last time and I split. And it feels like I'm going to take the Guardians in the under. I also do not love, oh my gosh, heavy winds blowing in too. 10, 11 mile an hour winds blowing in. Fuck my face. All right, I'm gonna bet the under here. I'll do it. Jesus. I was pissed off betting that under last night. And
I hope the under hits for you because the Red Sox are going to win.
Well, it's not ideal to say the least when you're betting an under in the game and you have the -1 because I would love a higher volatility spot there when I'm betting under or -1s, but here we are, under 7.5, -102 right now at our friends on Bet Online. And remember, if you're looking for another book, you're looking for better odds, because Bet Online's got fucking great odds. We mention it every time. Go to Pub Sports Radio's website right now, www.pubsportsradio.com, and there is a little thing with the Bet Online logo, a bunch of other books. Click the link, sign up, helps the pub out, and they'll know we sent you. So shout out to them. Shout out to our friends at Bet Online. All right, move on. Let's go to another game I've got a bet on, and I'm very excited about this game. I was kicking myself I wasn't on the Reds last night, but there was obviously a gigantic comeback. So whatever. But I told who was it? Was it Jimmy? I don't remember if it was Jimmy or if it was just Bobano. I said that yesterday's Reds game would be the most hyped, best atmosphere, whatever Reds game in the last, I don't know how many years since they made the playoffs with Trevor Bauer and Luis Castillo as their two arms, and they lost. They didn't score a run in either game. That was hilarious too. But it turned out the crowd was electric. They have one of the most memorable wins in recent Reds history. And all of a sudden now, Dabby Cab, this Reds team is sneaky. And we can talk about how the NL Central is a fucking shitbag division, et cetera. But I really do think I've gotten around to the way of thinking that the Reds are live in this division. Shockingly enough, they are 4.5 games back of the Milwaukee Brewers. A Milwaukee Brewers team that I don't trust. Obviously, I think they're fucking garbage. Their offenses. The Reds have an objectively better lineup than the fucking Brewers. It's obviously pitching for the Reds that's going to have to figure that stuff out. And then Brandon Williams is going to be one of the guys that's going to help him. He's a top 100 prospector, I believe, coming into the season. Him, Andrew Abbott, good lefties, and I'm very interested to see how this operates. And we all know the Noah Syndergaard story by now. This is a guy that the Dodgers signed. They wanted a little reclamation project. Typically, it goes well for them. They figure this shit out. But, Dabby, I'm sure you saw the quote. He said he'd give up his fucking firstborn to be back to who he was, his first hypothetical son, to be back to his old self, throwing chundos and living it up in New York City. I don't trust him. I think he's just mentally fragile right now. So I took Cincinnati money line plus 130 earlier today, tweeted it out, et cetera. Before I pass it off to you, Dabby Cab, I'll give it a little market reading real quick. And something that really buoyed me into believing into this Reds team a little more today. 53% of bets on the Dodgers, only 15% of the money on them. 85% of money on the Reds here, 47% of the tickets. Shocker there. And of course, because it's in Great America, everyone thinks it's going over. 76% of bets, 96% of money on the over there. So, and it's gone up a half run. And I'll re-mention the 90 plus percent spots, but most of them are on totals today. So I don't know if I'll be betting all of them, maybe some of them. But right now, all my bets are sides, which is interesting enough for me. But Dabby Cab, I've spoken about this game long enough. What do you think about it?
I mean, the Reds, you talked about them. They've won 6 of their last 10 games. They're playing well offensively. In the last 3 games, they put up 11 runs. I mean, I think they're going to do fine here against Syndergaard. He's been less than effective. He's given up 14 in his last 3 starts. I like to look at that time span. 9 runs in his last 2 road starts. So, the Dodgers bullpen is not good. If you look at their numbers across the board,
especially for comparing to what Dodger standards are, it's really not.
It's low. I think I get it. I'm not betting Williamson here. If I had somebody I had a little bit more faith in, I might be on the Reds with you, but I lean Dodgers here too.
Yeah,
I lean Reds here. Excuse me. I was reading the chat while I said that.
I'll say this. You guys are 100% right when it comes to the Dodgers against lefties. Last 2 weeks, 190 weighted runs created plus, first against lefties. 7th full season, 117 weighted runs created plus. So I'm hoping Brandon Williams can conjure up some magic here, pitch well, and Noah Syndergaard just does his thing. And some people are calling that this might be Noah Syndergaard's last Dodger game. It's very nice. I'm such an asshole, Dabby Cab. I get on these guys in their last starts. Like Manoah. I faded Manoah against the Astros. It was duh, easy. And then immediately gets sent down. I'm like, fuck. I could have been
We're just going to make him run a little bit, and then he'll be back.
Yeah, and fucking maybe get some confidence. Tell him that he's worth a damn. Maybe tell him that he's not a fat fuck anymore like you do.
Well, all he's gotta do is do a little bit of running.
Oh, well, he's a little confidence shy. You called him a fat ass. You called him a fat fucker. You said this guy's horrible.
Said
He's
that at the
fat.
beginning of the season. He's out of shape. You can't be out of shape like that and be a good pitcher. He just doesn't work.
Yeah, well, I hope he recovers from you fat shaming him. Mets Braves next game up. A good game here, but an interesting market here. I'll start with that off the top here. 59% of tickets, Debbie Cab, on the over, but 84% of the money on the over here as well. So bigger bets on the over. It's gone from 8.5, and I think it's gone all the way up to 9.5 now here. Yep, 9.5 on Bet Online. So obviously, it seems like some people that got early on this game got on the right side with the over here. 9.5 now is dice. I don't want to be on that. A full run is pretty tough. Like, I can stand and stomach a half run, but a full run can't get me there. And I need to look up batter versus pitcher against Max Scherzer here, because obviously the Braves lineup is the Braves lineup. They can handle anyone at any time. And I don't really trust Charlie Morton.
I think he's 6-1, not 5-2. That's just my memory picturing 6-1. Maybe I'm wrong.
Well, either way here, I'll tell you, 281. Ronald Acuna's hitting 281 with 2 home runs off of him. Charlie Culberson, of all people, is hitting 308 off of fucking Max Scherzer. Who would have thought? Jesus Christ. Michael Harris sucks against him. Sean Murphy
Harris sucks.
Yeah. Hey, shout out to Michael Harris for getting that bag and just promptly sucking ass, apparently. Appreciate that. 211 from Austin Riley. Ozzie Albies 259. But most of these guys have a home run off them. Ozzie has one. Austin Riley has one. Marcelo Zuna, of all people, has 2. And so does Travis d'Arnaud, or Darno, as people call him. So I passed this game sidewise here. I'll mention that. Tickets as well here. I do lean over, but like I said, that's moved way too much. Tickets about 50-50 sidewise. 57% of tickets on the Mets, 52% of money on the Mets. So, you could say bigger bets on the Braves, but yeah, I just ultimately had nothing to do with this game.
Yeah, this is a tough one here. I mean, the Braves, they have the edge offensively, obviously, and in the bullpen, obviously. Their bullpen's been effective, 12th in the big leagues, 3.86 ERA. So they'll be coming in behind Morton, who's 2-3 at home this year with a 4.13 ERA and 5 starts. He started against the Mets 10 times here as a Brave. He's gone 3-3 with a 3.86 ERA, so he hasn't been terrible against them. Serviceable. It's just I think, like I said, I think New York's 6-1 behind Scherzer, unless I got that wrong. And his loss was that first start coming back from the injury against the Tigers. Since then, he's been outstanding. 3-0 since then with the 1.08 ERA in his last 4 starts. And in that same stretch, Morton's gone 1-3 with the 4.13 ERA. So really just looking, maybe at a first 5 here, plus money on the Mets is interesting to me.
That's very interesting indeed. By the way, my guy here, Jake Burns, dropping a Reds first 5 team total over 2.5. My book has it at -130. I'm looking at it hard. So it's going to be very interesting. Justin McElvey and Professor Chris both like the Braves here. Shout out to you both. I hope you guys cash. But it'll be an interesting game. I know you love backing these old men, so I'm not surprised by your take at all. So
I mean, it works.
Yeah, hey. I can't hate it. I'm the one fucking 26 units down, not you. So I can't talk shit, unfortunately. So shout out to you there. What's your record on the show again? I know you know it.
On this show, 15-8.
Yeah, exactly. I know Cab knows it. Baltimore, Milwaukee, next record or next game on the slate here. Game of record, I think is what I was going for there. Dean Kramer versus Corbin Burns here, and I'm on Milwaukee -1. Shockingly enough, after talking all that shit about Milwaukee earlier today, earlier in the show, I should say. Don't love Milwaukee. I don't always
disagree with you.
Thank you. I don't like Milwaukee here as a team, but I think Corbin Burns can dazzle some of these bats. 60% of money on the Brewers, 70% of the money, or sorry, 60% of tickets, 70% of the money on the Brewers. Makes me feel a little better, I guess. But Corbin Burns, I just think can dazzle the lineup. I don't trust Dean Kramer. Maybe it's because he pitches horribly against the AL East, notably my Red Sox. I've got a bad vision of him struggling. But I ultimately just like the Brewers here to get the job done, get the win. And he pitched well last time out, Dean Kramer. 6 innings, 5 hits, 2 earned runs against the Giants. 6 1/3, 5 hits, 3 earned runs against the Rangers as well, which is an accomplishment because of how hot they are. But I'm taking the Brewers here to get a dub here. So give me the -1 at plus 106 for me, Dabby Cab.
Yeah, my gut tells me Brewers on this. I don't hate that bet. My cap kind of leans the other way, but like I said, I feel like this is a Brewer spot. Baltimore, though, they do have the 3rd best winning percentage in baseball, right behind Tampa and Texas. And they've played well on the road. They've won 20 of their 30 games away from home here. Milwaukee, they're decent at home, 16-12 this year at home. Like I said, Baltimore's just been hot. 4 of their last 5 games on the road, and 8 of their last 11 playing against a team with the winning record, which is something I always like to look at, how teams play against better competition. Kramer has 5 consecutive solid outings here, too. He's given up 9 runs in that span in 29 and a third innings. And Baltimore's won 4 of those 5 games. So like I said, my gut kind of leans Burns when the Brewers here. But, with his little bit of struggling and 3 of the last 4 starts, giving up 12 runs in 24 innings. And Milwaukee's lost 3 of those 4 starts, too. So my cap is towards Baltimore here, so I can't bet this one.
Just some breaking news too. Chris Paul just got waived, which is crazy. I would really, really enjoy him on the Boston Celtics. That would be very nice. Just to have a point guard would be great.
Who are you going to get rid of?
I don't know. Marcus Smart would be cool, but he's going to be a free agent. So, it'd be interesting. But yeah, Chris Paul waived. Shout out to him. That's very interesting. But yes, I'm on the Brewers. Again, I earlier today, the market was a little more favorable in my way. It was 52% of the tickets on Baltimore and 77% of the money on Milwaukee. That was around 11 a.m. when I wrote that down. And like I mentioned, now it is evened out a little bit, 60% of tickets and 69% of bets on the Milwaukee Brewers. So let's see here. It'll be fun. Cardinals Rangers, and every time we've talked about this series, I've had flashbacks to their World Series. Shout out to David Freese, shout out to Nelson Cruz, shout out to Lance Berkman, all those guys.
Shout out Nelson Cruz. He's the only reason they didn't win it.
Because that's what he's named. Well, he's come that is a play that would stick with 99% of people like forever. And I can't believe he's outran that. And people forget that Nelson Cruz, steroid user. People forget that.
Everybody uses steroids.
People forget Nelson Cruz caught for steroids then. There you go. Very funny and suspended. But John Gray versus Jack Flaherty here. And a very interesting line and game indeed here, because we're getting now a 9 here for the total. And obviously both of these pitchers have been lights out. And it's just shocking to see 59 or 57% of tickets and 85% of the money on the over here. It's been like that for kind of this whole series.
Because I hit at home for the Rangers. It's just how it goes.
And I cashed an under full for the first game of this series, so maybe that's why I'm leaning towards it. But I lean under here. I just think both these guys can go out there and shove and pitch well. But I'm not going to bet it because, like you mentioned, overs cash in Rangers ballpark now for some odd reason. It used to be when it first came out, that shit could not hit anyone. No one could hit a home run there in COVID times. And now we're chilling. But this is an interesting game to say the least here, Dabby Cab. You know this Rangers team well. I've come around to your side. I think they're going to make the playoffs. Will
they're
they
good,
win?
Man. I don't even like them. It's not because they're. I'm just telling you, this is.
That's your favorite, Claude. You love them.
No, I think
you have a Jacob deGrom jersey in your closet. I know it. You can tell everyone.
I don't have a Jacob deGrom jersey. I knew he was going to get hurt before. Everyone should have known he was going to get hurt. That's not so.
Well, yeah.
That video is still sad as shit. I'll say that. That was sad seeing him cry, but like everybody knew you were gonna get hurt. But dude, look, Rangers are savage from top to bottom. This lineup is outstanding. Like I would absolutely hate to pitch against them. They've won 5 straight games in 8 of their last 10 home games, so they're hot. They protect their home field. Obviously, they've got a high-scoring offense. It's the highest in the league, and they've been on a roll recent games. So you're talking about the highest-scoring offense in the league that's on a roll right now. They put up 32 runs in their last 3 home games. I think they're going to keep playing well offensively here. They've been fine against right-handers this season. Flaherty's been a little shaky on the mound, He has given up 13 runs in his last 3 starts. He did give up 2 runs in his 1 lone start against the Rangers. So he has done well against them, but I think he's going to have a hard time here slowing this offense down. I like the Rangers here. I was going to bet it again. I put a half a unit on the Rangers last night. I wanted to watch the market, see the line. I put it on at 130 or 132, something like that. It's moved so much now. I don't bet minus 150. So I'm not going to get to add to it, but I do have a half a unit on the Rangers money line.
Yeah. 89% of tickets on the Rangers.
I think they sweep them here.
72% of bets on the Rangers there too. Yeah. I'm fucking pissed off at the Cardinals, man. They're such a streaky team right now.
They suck.
They are such a streaky team. Cause I made money on them for like a solid week and a half. You
were on them at the very perfect time. I think a lot of people thought that they were turning that corner, but they didn't, and they're not.
Oh yeah, no, the playoff, the division, I feel like shit because I told Jimmy to bet the division, and now I'm like, fuck, this team's not even gonna fucking get off the ground. And okay. I'll be interested. I'll be interested to see what they do at the trade deadline too. Because this is not like a usual thing for the Cardinals. They compete. And it's still early. I'm not going to write them off completely, even though I think they have the worst record in the National League. I'm not going to write them off completely, but fucking pick it the fuck up. You got swept by the fucking Pirates, and now you're going to get swept by the fucking Rangers? Back to back? Can't get one?
No.
Unbelievable. Giants, Rockies. I could say a lot on this game, but honestly, I'm not making a bet on this. I can tell you the market. It's 80% of tickets and only 54% of money on the on the Giants, excuse me. But who's betting a minus 200 like that? So I could kind of understand that, I guess. 58% of tickets and 83% of money on the over here. So overwhelming big bet on the over there as well. So I passed. I guess I lean over because Logan Webb has mentioned today on Betting with the Bag that he's just dominant in Coors Field for some odd reason. I was thinking about it. I was thinking like why or how does a sinker in Coors, how that can operate? And I thought it was going to go bad. And then Jimmy told me the stats. I was like, okay, well. Fair enough.
Sinker is a pitch that makes people hit the ball on the ground. Why would it matter at Coors?
Well, I was just seeing how it moves in the air, because the fucking air.
When you hit it or when you're pitching it?
When you're pitching it, when you're throwing it, will it move more?
If it doesn't move, then yeah, that could be a problem. But if it moves how it's supposed to, it makes people hit the ball on the ground.
Well, and then, is it going to move is really the question, is what I was thinking. But I truly is just like, I'm passing this game. I don't want to. I like Logan Webb a lot. I don't want to bet against him. Connor Siebold, I think, sucks ass, but he had a great start against the Diamondbacks, 5 1/3, 3 hits, 1 earned run there. I just want nothing to do with it, honestly. So, no thanks.
The Giants have been good on the road recent, 6-2 in their last 8 road games, and they've been against good opponents. Minnesota and Milwaukee. Rockies are inconsistent at best this year. They've lost 6 of their last 8. That follows their 10-4 loss yesterday. They're playing out without Crone still. I would look Giants or pass here, but I'm not laying this. I'd have to take them on the run line. So you'd have to take Giants on the run line here if you're going to bet them. I'm not, obviously, but I'm not betting this one.
Yeah, no thanks. Why bother? I know we love bum fights around here, but no thanks indeed. Last game on the card, a very extremely annoying game for me last night. It was a 99% spot. Everyone was like 99% of the money on the over last night. I was like, well, betting the under. The over cashed in like 5 innings. I was like, fucking shit. I was pissed off for the rest of the night. Went to bed early. It's like, I'm not watching this shit. 57% of tickets and 77% of bets on the over again. 8.5 to a 9 now. And sidewise here, very interesting sidewise here. 77% of bets and 93% of money on the Angels here. And I have a move towards the Cubs if someone can confirm that for me.
Didn't this open at like minus 124 or something like that, though?
Let me see here. I want to refresh real quick. Nope. No, you're right. It was minus 145 or sorry, plus 115 for the Cubs. Now plus 127, almost plus 130. So yes, it has gone towards the Angels' way here. So those bets really, and this is an interesting quote or comment here by Wine Time Sports.
I agree. I feel that. I feel what he's saying right there.
I was gonna say last night might have sparked a run for the Hallows, and they think they're gonna smack them up tonight. So shout out to Wine Time Sports. Justin is on the over here. Professor Chris doesn't have any EV signs. Rocco's on the first 5 here. Very interesting indeed here. A lot of Angels love. What do you think here?
Man, I like the Angels in this spot too. I would have wanted it earlier. I wouldn't bet it now at the movement. But only 4 people, on the Chicago team are familiar with the Angels starters here. And in those 4 people, they've got in 11 at bats, 4 hits, 1 double. So I guess that's such a small sample size. I don't really care about that. But yeah, Angels here, man. I think yesterday, if you saw their stadium, it was rocking. Shout out to Wine Time. I saw his post, and I kind of watched some highlights from the game and stuff. I think it could have sparked something. I felt it. Just do what?
Sorry, I was laughing at Wine Time's comments. He said
he's right, bro. It's in the air, and that's part of baseball, bro.
Yeah, I feel something every time Ohtani hits a home run too in my fucking groin, so I understand. I get it.
Cubs are vulnerable right now, and I think the Angels are about to take off. So,
well, to back your guys' Cub point, 29th last 2 weeks against righties, 63 weighted runs created plus, and Jaime Barria has been just great.
And if you look at the Cubs bullpen too, their bullpen's been terrible. 2-10 record of late with the 5.19 ERA, and that's through May. And their last 10 games, a 4.6 ERA, so it hasn't been much better in 29 and 1/3 innings of work. I like the Angels here.
How would someone bet the Angels here? You can take first 5 minus a half at plus 105.
I like them full game. I think I just explained that.
Full game -1. I'll run that calculation real quick here. You get a minus 137 for the money line, and this is all on Bet Online, so shout out to them again. Again, I always find them to be the best odds. Even money, essentially. Plus 101 for -1 here. I'm going to listen. Do some listening, some Pete Loshak listening here. I'm going to add the Angels -1 on my card here at plus 101. I'll bet the Angels with you, lads, for the rest of this week. Let's see if the Angels are on a run here. I would love to see it. Christopher Commentini saying the bullpens are a wash. And yeah, I agree wholeheartedly with Rick J saying there. Tyone is almost always Tyone sucks, dude. He sucked last year with the Yankees. This dude is not good. He won his first start last time out, Cab. He hadn't won a game all season. I was really disappointed to see that. I want to see these guys that have not lost a game yet just lose, and lose. It'd be funny. So it's unfortunate for me. So after his best start of the season, I will gladly fade Jameson Tyone here. So let's recap our action, Debbie Cab. And I'll mention the 99% spots for the totals here shortly. But we appreciate all you guys for joining as well. Rocco, Wine Time, Christopher Commentini, Professor Chris, Justin, and Eric Jones. And by the way, Justin saw Eric Jones at the circus earlier today. By the way, Cap, you've heard the Mr. Justin McElvey and Eric Jones beef. I'm sure you've heard it. Gambler's Court.
It's called Kangaroo Court, dude.
No, it is called Gambler's Court here, damn it. I can't wait. Juggin on J Street asking about K props. Juggin, you should go to Sharpie's K prop show on this channel. It's already went live, and he puts the timestamps as well, so you can click it through it and pick which one you want to see. He is the master of K props. I fucking suck dick at player props, so me giving you a player prop opinion would just be me throwing a fucking dart. So go to Sharpie's show, The Walking Dead, live every day, Monday through Friday. Shout out to him and shout out to the fucking and Eric Jones saying, "Get the fuck out of here." I love the rivalry. I love you guys. I love you both. Hopefully we can settle this beef in Gambler's Court. It'll be very interesting. I will laugh very hysterically. Cab, you could be the bailiff. That'll be great. It'll be great. I can't wait. And I'll be the typewriter person in the corner, and Jimmy's the judge. You know, that's how that works. You be our big muscle.
Huh?
You're the muscle in the courtroom, Cab.
Maybe.
No, I can see it. You know, you're the big judge. I got it. And by the way, Eric Jones says there's no beef, but I think Justin.
I know there's no beef. Speaking of fucking no beef, where's my fucking steak, Jose?
You'll get it in September.
All right. We'll see.
Is it September or August?
1 year later?
August. It's actually August. It's like 2 years later, actually, probably. But let's recap our plays here. And maybe you could be a judge. Maybe we'll just make it a tribunal kind of thing. 3 judges. There he is. And there's beef. There's beef. I'm telling you, Justin's got the beef. So shout out to Justin. This is one of my favorite things. You know, Debbie Cap, when we get on Wednesdays especially, the last like 20 minutes of our shows turn into just randomness, whether it's me wrestling Dutch or like whatever it might be. I think
that's a really good idea.
I'm sure you guys would think so.
I mean, you guys. I think it's a good idea. Don't take my idea from me.
Hell yeah. Well, I'm sure Dutch would love that idea too. I mean, he works out every day, so I'm not surprised. So, and by the way, speaking of you guys too, plug the night sesh real quick. That's happening tonight, right?
Yeah. Basically, second half, we'll transition from Billy's live stream for Game 3 over to the sesh after dark. I don't know why I keep saying night sesh. Sesh after dark sounds better. Show up with us, guys. We're gonna talk gambling. And
you guys dominate. You know, people talk shit about these guys are just high, but you guys dominate the picks.
I mean, we've been very hot of late. So the first 6 episodes that we've done, it's been great. And obviously, we know that can change quickly, but for right now, it's been awesome. So let's keep that shit rolling.
Fair enough. And by the way, Justin, I love anyone that watches the programs. I just love the members more, Justin. So I take your side of the Eric Jones beef because he's not a member. So shout out to you, Justin. But let's recap our plays here, Dabby Cab, as we meander through all this nonsense. I have Seattle money line. That's gonna fucking lose. What assholes. Reds money line plus 130, and I'm gonna add Reds first 5 team total over 2.5 minus 130 there. Nationals full game money line plus 105. Cleveland Guardians -1 plus 110 against Los Red Sox, and I'm also taking the under in that game, under 7.5 minus 102. Milwaukee -1 plus 106. Los Angeles -1 plus 101. That's my action there. And I'll recap, or I'll mention the 90% spots in the totals market as well, because I know we typically would like to be on the opposite sides of those. 54% of bets and 91% of money on the under. In the Red Sox game, I like that just because it's the even ticket split and it's not as high as typically we see. Like the Diamondbacks, 74% of tickets and 97% of money on the over. 75% of tickets and 96% of the money on the over in the Dodgers game. That went up a half run, and so did the Diamondbacks game. We also have 98% of, well, that game's already gone. And actually, that's it. Yeah, the rest are 89% of money on the over in the Cardinals game, and that's a 50-50 ticket split there. So those are your 99 to 90% spots as well. And and this is going to be great. I can't wait. Eric Jones and Justin McElvey, the feud of a century. It's going to be great. Kat, what do you want?
Well, look, I say this all the time. I don't stack plays for shows. So I'll say this. If you want information on the bets, go listen. If you want just a bet to tail, that shouldn't matter if it's in fucking hockey, basketball, it shouldn't matter. If you're just looking to tail and you're not making your own picks, I'm on Michael Porter Jr. over 2.5 threes at -110. Okay. So if you're just looking for a fucking tail, that's what my money's on right now. If you're looking for information, we gave that shit to you. I also got a half unit on the Rangers money line. It was just -133 or 132 when I bet it. That's moved a lot. So if you want to eat that juice, obviously I support the bet. I'm not adding the other half of the unit to it at this price.
So nothing else for you there?
No.
Okay, fair enough. A light day for Dabby Cab, and I hope Michael Porter cashes for you, my man.
He's going to cash. That's why we bet it.
All right, fair enough. There we go. That's that Dabby Cab confidence we love. When does the sesh after dark start tonight?
9 Central, 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific. Damn, that was pretty good.
All right, good job. I never do Pacific time because I don't fucking know what it is. Justin, Eric, Rick J, Rocco, Daryl Turner, Christopher Comentini, Real Deal Prime, Juggin on J Street. I hope you stick around, my man. New name in the chat. Appreciate you. Rick J, John Gilly, all you guys, Wine Time Sports, Christopher Comentini. Yet again here, we appreciate all you guys for getting in here and liking the show as always. Follow us on social media. You'll see our plays there along with a variety of other things as well. And it's going to be another good time for Dabby Cab tonight on the Sesh After Dark. Follow us on Twitter, like I mentioned, at Jose Bouquett, at Dabby Cab. Say hey to us. We'll see you guys next time.